Yeah, once again, we are going to trade in MCX, multi-commodity exchange. And over here, what we are going to trade is the crude oil futures. Okay. So it is actually going to be the crude oil futures that is going to be traded. So now you guys know what crude oil futures are. I'll just quickly show you an example. I'll show you the example on Zerodha. So I'll kind of actually show you a trade on this thing, Motilal Oswal also. Both I'll show you. So let me just take out the charts. So friends, I hope you can see my chart right now. Like I suppose you can actually see my chart at this point of time. So this is the charting platform of Zerodha. So can you see the screen right now? Yeah. So I'll just quickly take the chart of crude oil futures. Yeah. So over here, so what you had to type for is nothing else, search for crude. And over here, you can actually see the crude oil October futures right now. Okay. So, but at this particular point of time, what I just wanted to add to you is like, because of the expiry, my God, it's the wrong chart. So crude oil October future. So because of the expiry happening, so let's focus on the November future. Okay. So we personally always start from a top-down analysis in crude. Okay. So I'll just show you that also. So what do you mean by top-down analysis? So top-down analysis meaning you actually, okay, you kind of actually look into the larger time frame first, okay, and then you kind of actually look into the shorter time frame. So once again, over here, you're seeing the chart of crude oil in the daily charts. So what is the price of crude right now? So what do you actually see for yourself? What is the price of crude oil right now? 6187. Okay. So first and foremost important part to be noted is the fact that, see, Reliance shares can go from 2000 to 2000 2000 to 2000.05 to 2000.1, 2000.15, 2000.2, etc., etc. Tata Motors, it can go from like 400 to 400.05, 400.1, and so on. Whereas when it kind of comes to crude oil, so just realize out for yourself, the smallest movement, okay, or what we refer to as the tick size is 1 point. That is from 6183, crude oil can actually go to 6184, then 6185, then 6186, 6187. So what I just wanted to convey to you, so don't expect crude oil to move from 6184 to 6184.03 or 04 like that. Okay, so it is going to be unit 1 rupee movements from 6186. You can expect it to go to 6187 and so on. So that is going to be the least movement, or that is what we refer to as the tick size. So it's going to be in multiples of 1. The movement is going to happen from 6186. It might go to 6187, or it might come down to 6185. So don't expect it to go to 6187.5 or 6187.8. Don't think that way. So it is going to be in multiples of 1 that the movements are actually going to happen over here in the case of crude oil. So one more thing, one very important thing. So this is actually the thing that we are going to trade. So when I'm referring to the thing, if you are in India and if you want to take trades, you're going to trade on MCX, and these are going to be the charts that you're actually going to follow. And in fact, I'm actually checking out for a long side opportunity based on the breaking of this level. I'll tell you the reason later, because if I wait to tell the reason, I might not get the trade. Okay, so after the trade, I'll tell you the reason. I'm checking out for a long side opportunity based on the breakout of that particular high. Everything I'll tell you wait. So tick size, I guess everybody is familiar with 6190 to 6191 and so on. May I ask you this question? Okay, may I kind of actually ask you this particular question? So people who are already trading futures, you know that. One more very important aspect is that, friends, whenever you are actually to trade in crude oil, if I want to purchase one share of Reliance, I can do. If I want to purchase one share of Tata Motors, I can do. But if you want to trade one unit of crude oil or any futures contracts, just keep this in your mind. You'll have to trade in lots. As far as crude oil is concerned, one lot is 100 barrels. Okay. So if you're purchasing one lot of crude oil, once again, I'm mentioning. So if you're trading in crude oil, you'll actually have to purchase it in lots, in multiple lots. It is going to be in multiples of lots that you'll kind of actually have to place your trades. So what I just wanted to convey to you is, if you are to purchase one unit of crude oil, it is going to be 100 barrels. So what is 100 barrels? So 1 barrel, 2 barrel, no, you can't purchase 1 barrel or 2 barrel, but you can only purchase in a minimum of 100 barrels. You get that? So is it clear for everyone? Yeah, one lot is 100 barrels, as simple as that. So that is the minimum size that you can actually trade in crude oil, not less than that. Okay, so that is the same thing with futures. So if you want to trade in Nifty, right now the lot size of Nifty is 50. So if you want to trade Nifty futures, you kind of actually need to buy a minimum of 50 quantity, right? If you want to trade in Bank Nifty, the minimum size or the lot size is 25. Now next, if you want to buy 25, multiples of 25 only you can buy. You can buy 50, you can buy 75, you can buy 100, and so on. Same way, when you're trading in crude oil, it is going to be in multiples of hundreds that you have to trade. Okay, so one lot is 100 barrels. So I hope that part is clear for everyone right now. Is it clear? So friends, is it clear for each one of you right now? Right? Great. Now, may I ask you this particular question? So if we are to kind of actually trade in multiples of this, like if we are to kind of actually purchase in multiples of hundreds. So if there is a 1 rupee move in crude oil, if there is a 1 rupee upside move in crude oil, what do you think is going to be the profit that you're going to make? 1 rupee move on the upside. So what do you think is going to be the profit that you're going to make if there is 1 rupee move in crude oil? So I'm just looking out for a buy position. Just enter it soon, as soon as this high is getting broken. So I'll explain the logic, everything at the end, like after the basics is done. Exactly. So 100 rupees is going to be the profit that you're going to make. Okay. So may I ask you this particular question? If 100 rupees is actually going to be the profit that you're kind of actually going to make, okay. What if there is a 10-point downside move in crude oil? So what if there is going to be a 10-point downside move in crude oil? So what is the loss that you're going to make if there is a 10-point downside move in crude oil? So what do you think? So just tell me, friends. So what do you basically think is going to be the loss that you're kind of actually going to make if there is like a 10-point downside move in crude? What do you think? Just try answering at least. Okay, I don't expect you to be right, but if you could just try answering, just try making an attempt to answer at least. So we are in, I'm personally in this particular trade. Okay, so obviously, if there is a downside move, okay, if there is kind of actually a downside move of 10 points, then your loss is going to be 10 into 100, which is nothing else but 10 into 100, how much, guys? So how much is it going to be? Just try answering, 10,000. So why is there a lot of confusion in this, guys? So why do you guys actually have a lot of confusion in this part? It's pretty simple, right? The concepts, I guess it is, so far whatever we have mentioned are more or less like pretty straightforward concepts. Okay, so if there is a 10 points downside move, so 10 into 100, if you're trading one lot, if you're trading 10 lots, it is going to be 10,000 rupee loss. Now, I personally have entered a buy position on crude oil right now. So I'll tell you the logics. I personally have gone for a buy over here. So right now I'm in the trade. Yeah, I'll show you. I have actually gone for a buy over here at the high of this particular candle, and my planned out stop loss is over here. So if at any particular point of time, if the price manages to come below this particular level, I'll book the loss and I'll come out. So that is the setup. So let's wait. Let's finish the basics, then we'll come into the setup. Okay. Now, I just wanted to ask you one more question. May fall. Yeah, if it falls, let it fall. So then the trade actually goes against our setup and we end up in loss. So that's a part of the game. Nothing can be done. Okay. Now, any idea? So friends who are already trading the futures contracts, any idea how much money you need to trade crude oil? How much money you kind of actually need to trade crude oil? Any idea? 2 lakhs, 1.7 lakhs? Any other numbers? Just try making an answer. $1.5. Okay. So in fact, as far as the crude oil margin requirements present point of time is concerned, your margin requirement is actually, yes, you are right. It is around 1.5 lakhs till 6 o'clock. But after 6 o'clock, the margin requirement that you'll actually have to pay, or the margin amount or the margin money that you'll have to put aside for Motilal Oswal, you get it for 10,000 to 15,000 rupee. Okay, 10,000 to 15,000 rupee would be the margin requirement you'll have to pay after 6 o'clock. Now, right now we're looking into the crude oil November futures chart. Okay, so in India, one aspect I just wanted to mention, or one disadvantage we have is, as far as Indian markets are concerned, our markets are open only till late night 11. So after 11 o'clock, after 11:30, do you think crude oil is going to be stopped from trading, or do you think crude oil trading will still happen? So after 11:30. So what do you think? So after 11:30, what happens to crude oil? So what happens to crude oil after 11:30? So what do you think, guys? So after 11:30, what happens to crude oil? Will it trade or will it actually stop trading? Yeah, after margin. Okay. So some are saying stop trading, some are saying it will still trade. So why do you think it will stop trading? So do you think when it is 11:30 over here in India, so what is the time in US? Can someone tell me, please? So when it is actually 11:30 in India, what is the time in US? So what is the time that we'll have in US if it is 11:30 in India? Come on, tell me. Just try making an attempt to answer. Yeah. So something about the commodities market, something very interesting about the commodities markets is the fact that since this is an international commodity, okay, since this is actually an international commodity, it is going to be live throughout. So even when you're sleeping, even when we are having our markets closed over here, even when the Indian markets are closed, the commodities markets around the world are being traded. So it is more or less, I would say, like when I was actually kind of at futures first, my working hours was 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Okay. And we were trading in the ICE exchange. Okay. ICE exchange was where the trading activity was taking place. So something I just wanted to say is that particular exchange is closes for around 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, JP Reddy is right. It basically closes only for around 2 hours. Now, even when ICE exchange is closed, crude oil is basically being traded in some other parts. Okay, crude oil is kind of actually being traded in other parts of the world. Still, it is being traded in other parts of the world. So what I just wanted to convey to you is the fact that even when Indian markets are closed, it is still being traded around the world. So can I look at the price action of crude oil only in Indian markets? Yes or no? So can I look into the price action of crude oil only in the Indian markets, or should I be looking at it everywhere? So tell me guys, can I just look into the price action of crude only in Indian markets, or should I be looking at other places also? So what do you think? So more or less, I could kind of actually say, so just looking into the price action of crude in the Indian markets alone is not going to make any sense. You should be looking into the price action of crude around, right? So now can I, okay, fine. I'll just zoom out and show. So friends, I'll just quickly show you something. Let's switch into the 15-minute chart of crude oil. So this is a significant resistance level. This was actually holding as a support, not just in Indian charts, but I have a gap. I see a gap up opening over here. Quick question to you: is this actually a gap up opening? Okay, yeah, this is okay, fine. So is this actually a gap up opening? This one. Oops. Just a second. So is this actually a gap up opening, or is it just the fact that our markets were closed then? What do you think? Is it actually a gap up opening, or is it just a fact that our markets were closed during that point of time? So what do you think? Is it just a gap up opening, or our markets were closed at that particular point of time? Our markets were closed. Okay. So now you understand why, rather than looking into Indian markets, why we need to look into the international markets for identifying the charts. Do you understand that? So do you kind of actually understand the reason why I said, rather than just looking into the Indian markets, why we should be looking into the international market charts, right? Because if you look only into the Indian markets, the problem that is going to happen is the fact that you will see the price action that is taking place only in the Indian markets. Okay. Whereas if you look into the price action in the international, so right now, I just wanted to tell you. So I'm looking into the charts. Now you must be having this question: how is this guy taking a trade by looking into? See, I'm actually looking into the charts. So we have an algo for this. So some rules that we are following. Okay. So it is basically I'm actually tracking the international markets also alongside with looking into the Indian market. So I just simply wanted to say, or simply wanted to convey to you, it is not just the Indian market charts that we need to look into, but also the international market charts. Obviously, we need to look into the Indian market charts. Why? Because you need to know at what price you need to punch the order. You definitely need to know for yourself at what price you should actually be punching the order. Else, how will you take the trade? Where can we track the? I'm coming into that one by one. Every question I'll answer. So today, even if I had to stay till today late night 1 a.m., I'll answer all the questions only, then I'll leave. But let me just go in the same sequence. Okay, I'll discuss the setup also. I took the trade before explaining the system, because if I wait to explain everything, then a trade will be missed. Okay, so we have to track Indian markets and international markets both. How to track the international markets? That is the next question, right? Let's go to that. How many of you already use TradingView? Please let me know how many of you already use TradingView. How many of you use investing.com? Which one I should be showing? I need to decide that. That's why I'm asking you this question. I really don't have time to explain both. Only one I'll show. TradingView. Anyone investing.com? So depending on majority will do. Okay, TradingView. So let's go ahead with TradingView then. Okay. So I'll first of all take the chart of TradingView. I told you, friends, in India, which crude oil do we import? Let's see how many of you are following. Which crude oil do we import in India? Brent or WTI? We import WTI. Okay, we import WTI, correct. But which crude oil do we trade? In our exchange, which is the crude oil that is being traded? Yeah, we import this thing, correct. We import Brent oil, but what do we trade? Indian markets. So even though WTA is the one that is, even though Brent oil is the one that is imported, The one that is actually traded is US oil. Okay. Due to the very same reason, if you are actually a TradingView user, you search for US oil. Okay, you kind of actually search for US oil, and you'll be getting the charts. So if you are searching from India, obviously first thing that you're going to see is MCX chart. But what I just wanted to say, don't look into MCX chart, but you look into the US oil, actual US oil chart itself. You don't look into MCX chart. Rather, you look into the actual MCX, rather you look into the actual US oil chart itself. You can actually search for CL. Okay, so you can actually look into this CL1. There is a current month contract that can be looked into. See, we have heavy rains happening in Kerala. Right now also it is raining. And because of that reason, my network is a bit messed up. Okay, so please cooperate with me. So I'll switch to the 1 day time frame. I'll actually switch to the 1 day time frame of crude. So how is crude looking like? So how is crude oil looking like? How is the price action in crude oil looking like right now? Is it looking bullish? Okay. So always, if you're looking into the chart of crude oil, my friend, I just wanted to say, start out on the larger time frame. So please don't do this sin of looking from the shorter time frame. This is the number one sin that beginners make in the market. I have made it. You have made it. All of us have made it. Don't do that again. Don't start from the lower time frame to take more number of trades. Don't do that. Start from the larger time frame itself. So here, when we are looking into the daily time frame, yeah, crude oil is actually looking bullish. The price action is also looking bullish. Apart from the fact that last candle or the last time we actually had a bearish candle getting formed, we kind of actually had a bearish candle getting formed in the last day. Apart from that particular part, we kind of actually have a bullish price action itself in crude. That is understood for everyone, right? So why I'm asking you to look into the US oil charts, because these charts that you would find on TradingView would actually be having a continuous price action. So these charts would be kind of actually open for 22 hours. Okay, Indian market morning 9 a.m. it opens, then late night 11:30 it closes. Whereas this one 22 hours charts there, so it'll be throughout. Okay, it'll be throughout. So you get the continuous price action. So to study price action, this will be the best thing that we can do. So this is going to be the best thing that we can actually do in order to study price action. Now, the next thing I just wanted to convey. So after looking into the 1 day charts, next thing that we do, okay, I forgot to mention something. Guys, like over here, the pricing that you're seeing is in US dollar. The pricing that you're seeing is in US dollar. So it is 82.18. So what is the pricing in Indian markets? How do you convert it into Indian market pricing? Any idea? Any guess? Just try making a guess. How do you convert it into Indian market? So if we need to convert it into Indian markets, we need to know the USD INR rates, and the conversion would basically happen. But I just wanted to tell you, you guys need not look into that, because that exchange will do. You need not worry about it. So plus some disparity is going to be there. Okay, because US dollar, USD INR values will keep on changing. USD INR value is kind of actually going to keep on changing. However, like MCX won't keep on changing that way. So there are some standards that is followed. So don't worry about that part, because the exchange will take care. Okay, but price action will be the same. Let's have, this is the daily chart in US oil. Now let me just kind of actually show you. Just hold on. So this was the price of New York Mercantile Exchange, but I like looking into the Pakka US oil. Just hold on, guys. So I'll just show you the like patterns in both. Okay, I'll kind of actually just quickly show you the patterns in both. So let's have a look into the patterns of the daily time frame in the Indian markets as well as the international markets. So this is the pattern that I see in the Indian markets chart. Okay, now I'll show you the pattern that we see in the international market chart, the US oil. Now this is the pattern that we are seeing in the US oil chart. Okay, so do you see that thing over here? So both are more or less the same itself, right? So the pattern that we are seeing in the US oil, okay, sorry, daily time frame, right? Yeah, just zoom it out a bit. This is the pattern that we are kind of actually witnessing over here. And over there, the pattern that we are seeing and the pattern that we are seeing over here is more or less the same itself. So no need to worry. So first and foremost, as I mentioned, you look into the daily time frame, you figure out for yourself. US oil seems easy. See, my friend, making money is not easy. Making money is tough only. So right now, from our entry, we are up like 25 points. Okay. I'll show you how to take a trade on Motilal Oswal. We are kind of actually up by 25 points from our entry. Okay, that means like we have almost mitigated our risk. Our average entry price was 6198. I'll tell you all these logics again. I'll clear your queries. So this is like a 1 hour already. Means our risk part is done. So we won't go in loss in this trade. Why don't we go in loss in this particular trade? Because whatever we are kind of actually risking, we have actually kind of what do you say, come out of it. Whatever risk we have taken, we have actually mitigated the risk. So that is the good part in this particular trade right now. Okay. So yes. Just a second. See, I usually don't trade on a laptop. I trade on my terminal, but today since we had to do this live, that is why I'm doing it here. So I usually don't trade on this. Like we usually trade on the terminal. We trade through the Motilal Oswal terminal itself. But today we have a lot of our Motilal Oswal franchisee clients attending this to see how this can be done, etc., etc. That is why we are kind of actually demonstrating it over here. So something like if I just miss it out right now, it is going to be difficult to explain later. So I'll just quickly show you, get back into the 5-minute charts. Okay, so this was the initial risk that we had taken in the trade. Okay, so already we have actually got some more. So don't you think it would be kind of foolishness to lose the money now? So already price has actually moved in favor of our direction like 27 points. Don't you think it would be foolishness to lose money now? What do you think? So if I lose money now, you should slap me, right? So what should I do? So how many of you know trailing stop loss concept and all? Risk is mitigated. So whatever we are putting at stake, we have come out of it. So what could be done? So I'm kind of actually still continuing a bullish stance on crude. So else I could have actually kind of considered maybe cutting some trailing stop loss. How to understand, sir? We're coming into it one by one, man. This is just, we have started, maybe we are interacting with each other maybe for maximum 1 hour now. So obviously I'll take my time. That's what I told. Even if I had to wait till tonight 1 a.m., I'll clear all the doubts. Okay. So now the idea that I have decided, or the thing that I have decided upon, is I'll trail the stop loss. That is, initially, if this was my stop loss, now what I have actually done is I have actually brought my stop loss like 1 point above entry. So for you guys who are going to trade using our franchisee, your break even is going to be like a 2.5 points. But for me, it is just 1 point because franchisee is also mine. Okay, so for me the break even is like 1.5 points, but for you it is going to be 2.2 points. Okay, so that is why I had trailed it to like 1 point above. So now I don't have a risk in this trade. Now, maybe now the price could kind of come down, hit our stop loss. That's a different thing. But as far as we are concerned, stick with the setup. Don't change our mind in between. Okay. Now, the next, okay, I was continuing. Now I'll continue with the setup. So daily time frame, we look, daily time frame, the price action is actually looking really bullish. So what is the next thing I should be doing? What should be the next thing that I should be doing now? after daily time frame, which should be the time frame I should be looking into. I told you top down analysis. Start from the larger time frame, get down into the shorter time frame. What should be the next time frame I could look into? So definitely it is going to be a good idea for me to look into the shorter time frame. And if you are someone who is trading the intraday, I would say there are friends who look into the 4-hour time frame. I totally appreciate you guys, but from my personal experience, so what suits my trading style, see, CL1 and US oil is same only. You can look into both. Same only. Charts are the same only. US oil, you can look into. US oil. Okay. CL1, the continuous, the first month contract. So next we can actually think about getting into the hourly time frame. I do hourly. Some of you could do this thing. Some of you could kind of actually do maybe the 4-hour time frame. Guys, now crude has actually given like a 34-point move from our entry. So I could maybe consider trading my stop loss maybe another 4 points up. That is the way I trail. Okay, so now I can actually trail another 4 points up. So today I have taken a trade in like 10 lots. So I'm not so comfortable in taking, to be pretty frank, I'm not really so comfortable in trading in front of others. Okay, I'm not at all comfortable in trading in front of others. Just a second, let me just trail it better. And this is actually very difficult to be frank with you guys. Like, see, Motilal terminal is really bad. Okay, like placing trades on Motilal is a big headache. It's a big task. It's not at all user friendly, to be frank. But then it's just for the fact that for the margin benefits that majority of our clients actually use a Motilal terminal. Else, I personally won't recommend Motilal to anyone. Using it is a bit tough, but you get margin benefit. So start off from the daily time frame, get into the hourly time frame. How is the price action looking into the hourly time frame? Now you have the answer for the trade. How is the price action looking in the hourly time frame? Come on, guys, just respond. So how do you think is the price action looking in the hourly time frame? Is looking bullish. Okay. So in the consolidating, good answer. Yeah, it is looking consolidating. It was looking consolidating, but now how is it looking? So from the bottom, how is it looking now? What you're saying is for the entire day, in entire 2 days, last 2 days, if I ask you, your answer is right. But from this particular rejection, how is it looking? How is it looking, guys? So from that particular level, it is actually looking bullish, right? I'll just draw and show you. I know some of you are completely new to the markets, but friends, I just wanted to tell you, there is this concept called a support and resistance. Okay. So if you want, you can write this down. Support is nothing else but a price point from where the stock price actually bounces up. Or support is nothing else but a price level from where the stock price manages to pick up. On the other hand side, resistance is nothing else but a price level from where the stock price actually falls down. So once again, support is nothing else but a price level from where the stock price picks up, and resistance is nothing else but a price level from where the stock price actually falls down. So today at the beginning of the day in the sense before this meeting itself, we actually identify that this is a range within which this crude oil has been playing. Okay, so this is actually a range, or this is actually a identifiable range within which crude oil prices has been playing around. Price has been touching that ceiling, it is falling down. Price is touching this floor, it is picking up. More or less from the last 2 days, this pattern is basically repeating. Now, I hope that part is clear. So I see that in the daily time frame, crude oil is actually looking bullish. The daily time frame, crude oil is kind of actually looking bullish. Not kind of, it is extremely bullish. And if I look into the hourly time frame right now, crude oil is actually kind of more or less looking consolidating. But just tell me all the last 3 hours what has happened to the price of crude. Can someone tell me? Someone, can you please tell me what has happened to the price of crude over the last 3 hours? or the last 3 years, what do you think has happened to the price of crude oil? So the last 3 years, what has actually happened to the price of crude oil is it has actually touched the support, the floor that we have been mentioning. From the floor, it has managed to bounce up. Okay, so it's facing some halt over here. We see some sort of a rejection coming in. So maybe our trail stop loss is going to get hit and we are going to come out of the trade with a nominal profit of around 6 points. After being up around 27 points, we are going to come out maybe with a nominal profit of 6 points. But as far as I'm personally concerned, I kind of actually need to capture something like a 40 points because I had taken a risk of around 20 points. I need to capture something like a 1:2. So I stick with the system. So I just want to make sure that I'm catching like a 2R. Okay. So maybe if the profit is kind of coming below 15 points, I might kind of consider changing my mind if I see a rejection. However, I feel if this highs can be taken out, maybe there could be another like a 50, 60 point move that could potentially come. So I just stick with it because cutting. So right now, if I cut, that is just going to be equivalent to the risk that I took. That really doesn't make sense. Okay, it's going to be a 1:1. So settling for a 1:1. I'm not really so happy with it. So let's see how it goes. So we feel, okay, we personally saw it was actually finding a rejection from here. From here, it was actually picking up. Now, I kind of have mentioned to you that we can actually consider crude oil as an angel commodity. Okay. So we kind of consider crude oil as an angel commodity. And on the other hand side, we kind of actually consider gold as a devil commodity. So what do you think? What do you kind of actually think is going to happen to if an angel commodity is picking up? So what do you actually expect the index like US 30? What you know, all of you know US 30, I suppose. So what do you actually expect to be happening with US 30? If an angel commodity is rising, or for an angel commodity to rise further, what do you actually expect for US 30 to happen? Should US 30 be falling or should US 30 be picking up? Just think about it, guys. Just let me know. So yeah, we would kind of actually require, so we would kind of actually just require US 30 to rise for crude oil to actually pick up better, right? Why? Because as I mentioned to you, if it is an angel commodity, when there is prosperity around the world, there is going to be more development, the stock markets will be doing good. Okay, so everything doing good, and alongside with that, crude oil is also going to rise. So what is US 30? US 30, just Google it. Okay, just like we have Nifty 50, we have US 30 for the US. Okay, so just like we kind of actually have, okay, just like we kind of actually have the Nifty 50, same way we have US 30 for US. Okay, I'm not getting much into that. So next thing that you can actually add on this screen is, okay, you get into 50 minutes time frame also. You see the price action. Once again, it is bullish in the 50 minutes time frame. It's looking bullish, right? All of you guys agree with me that price action is looking bullish. So guys, like we are almost done with the 1:2. So we're kind of actually almost getting done with the 1:2 soon. Okay. So we are kind of like up 34 points. Okay, we're kind of actually up 34 points, like 40 points, and we are kind of actually pretty much good. So like I have actually taken like half the size. I usually trade around like 30 to 40 lots. So today I had taken just like 10 lots, trading from my laptop today. Okay, and plus this live, definitely it is going to be like to be pretty frank, I'm not really so comfortable in doing this right now also. Okay. So now what I just wanted to mention, also look into the price action in the 15 minutes time frame. Price action in the 15 minutes time frame, what is it telling you? What is the story the price action in 15 minutes time frame is telling you? Is it bullish or bearish? Come on guys, please respond. Is actually bullish. The price action in the 15 minutes time frame is also conveying to you that this is actually bullish. Okay, so now we'll add US30 over here. Why I'm doing that is because then I'll come into the other parts. So if you are a trading view user, you click on this compare thing, okay, and you click on US30. Click on new pane. Why? Because else it is going to be actually very distracting to you to have too many things on the charts. Click on new pane. That'll be better, I would say. So let me just actually trail another 5 points. Okay, so here we have the chart of US30. Something I would just recommend you guys to do also is when you're looking into the chart of US30, better you look into the candles itself. Okay, so rather than this line chart, you look into the candles itself. Change from line, change it to, from candles, you change it to, from line, you change it to candles. So may I ask you this question? So what was the price action we were seeing in, what was the price action we were seeing in crude oil? So crude oil in the larger time frame is looking bullish, 1 day. In the hourly time frame, it was actually looking sideways. Now in the 15 minutes time frame from here, once again, it is looking bullish because this is nothing else but the 1 hour rejection that we saw here. Okay, what about the US30? What about the price action in US30? What is it conveying to you? So what is it conveying to you guys? So is there anyone who feels it is bearish? Okay. So over here too, we actually witness out for ourselves. Okay, we kind of actually just witness out for ourselves. Over here too, the price action is more or less still continuing to be looking bullish as far as crude oil is concerned. Okay, so as far as crude oil is kind of concerned, it is still looking out to be bullish itself. Now we see some sort of a rejection coming in, and this time, yeah, we can actually have a stop getting taken out. Just a second. Let's see what is happening. Just hold on, guys. It's very tough to actually modify from Untitled side. So yeah, we're kind of going just close to our stop. Just like a 10 points away from our stop. Else some sort of a good bullishness should come soon. Else we'll just be out with like a 14 points. That would. Okay, right now we have actually trailed our stop loss. So we basically kind of actually follow a trailing mechanism based on upside move. So every 10-point upside move, we trail our stop loss by half of that. That is 5 points. Right now, our stop loss is kept at 6204. I'll just show it on the chart. That'll be better. Okay. Stop loss is actually kept over here. So when our entry was somewhere over here, so this is our stop now. So anyways, we'll be having a profit in this trade. So, but I guess this, at least this much space should be given. This much breathing space should be given, because post this break, like if there is a consolidation over here again, maybe some sort of a good upside move could come in further. So if I tighten this and exit now, if maybe let's say 100-point upside is to come, I would just miss out on that. I really don't want that to happen. Okay. So if a big upside move is to actually kind of come, I would kind of actually end up missing out on that if I just exit out now. Okay, so we really don't want that to happen. That is why we're not coming out. We'll just hold on. We'll stick on to our rules and stick on to the system. So anyways, we don't have laws right now. Okay, so and these kind of trades, like in my personal thing, so these kind of trades are the ones that does the best. So once you have trade has become risk free, then you can do anything. I'll take all the questions, but see, I'm taking a trade. I'm focusing on explaining you guys also. Just please cooperate with me. So Pranjal is asking this question, little bullish. Yeah, your answers are right, guys. Market is looking bullish. So price action on US 30, what is it conveying to you? It is actually looking not extremely bullish, but this price action is also matching. So I usually check out for setups where the price action of both US 30 and US oil are in sync with each other. That is situations where both the price actions are kind of more or less coinciding with each other. If you are to check out for long side opportunity, okay, if you are to check out for long side opportunity and you are actually witnessing that crude oil is also looking bullish, US 30 is also looking bullish, those would be the best situations, I would say. You check out for the setup. Okay, so till now, is everything clear? Do you guys? Okay,